She has the title of Plugin-ologist, which has got to be one of my favorite job descriptions in the world. Michele Yamazaki is the Plugin-ologist and VP of Marketing, which nobody mentions in public, for Toolfarm. Michele, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Give us a sense of what Toolfarm does, because there's some cool stuff you guys are up to that the world may not yet know about.
Yeah, we're a value-added reseller. We resell plugins and animation software. We even have audio plugins. And we're basically like the clearinghouse of every video thing you could possibly want.
You have built a business on plugins?
Primarily, we do sell the host applications as well and other software, but our core business is plugins. And not only do we sell them, but we know them.
Now, I don't want to say this so Michele can hear, so I'll just talk to you instead, but she does some of the most cool articles on plugins and some great videos on how plugins work. If you get a chance to visit Toolfarm's website, take a look at the stuff Michele has done. In fact, one of the things we've got here at NAB is a ton of cool stuff. Did you notice any cool stuff here at NAB?
Quite a bit. The first thing Monday, we went to the Maxon booth, and Nick Campbell from Grayscale Gorilla was showing a new plugin that will be out soon for Cinema 4D, and it's called Signal. And it's kind of hard to describe when you first look at it, whatever, it doesn't really seem that interesting. But when you see what it can do, it can basically, you don't need to keyframe anything. It will add things like wiggle and all sorts of different movement to any parameter that you need. You can animate textures with it. You can animate deformers. It's just the options are, I mean, it gives you so much freedom without keyframing. So it's really fast. You can jump right in. And it was pretty impressive. I think it's going to be big.
Very cool.
But he didn't say when it'll be out. So.
But it's not out yet.
Nope.
And it's for Cinema 4D.
It's for Cinema 4D, yes.
Is there anything else for Cinema 4D?
There are a couple of other things. Krakatoa.
Now, I've heard that, but I don't know what that is.
Well, it's been out for Maya for a while, and it's been used on big movies like the Harry Potter, the 8th installment there, and Avatar, the latest Star Trek film. And it uses particles, it's volumetric particles, and basically you can blow up those particles and make more particles. And you would think with all those little pieces it would really tax your computer, but they've figured out a way to make it all magically work. You can do these really amazing fluid simulations. The examples that I saw were really amazing. Impressive stuff.
How about stuff that doesn't involve Cinema 4D?
Robite software, which is, they were at the AE Scripts, their booth. Satya, his name's Satya, he showed his plugin called Flux. And it's like the radio waves plugin from After Effects, but on steroids. It uses 3D, you can bring in OBJ files and just turn stuff all over the place in 3D space. It was really cool. So I think that is coming out in a few months, and it was pretty impressive. And at the Adobe booth, I saw Andrew Kramer. This was like standing room only. He had so many people there. I was literally down on the floor in front of the screen, like cranking my neck up, laying on the floor trying to see the screen. I was that close. There was no room anywhere. And I'm short, so I had to be up front. I couldn't see. And he'd mentioned something about Element 3D 3. I swear he said 3. And about subsurface scattering. And he didn't really go too much into that.
That sounds very impressive, subsurface scattering.
It does.
Do we know what it means?
Not entirely. I don't know entirely what it means. He quickly went over it. He didn't go into any detail on it, but he has some great examples from Almost Human, which is a TV show that he did the title sequence for, and it showed some hands and all sorts. It was really cool. An eyeball that zoomed in showed many layers in After Effects. It was a really impressive presentation. And it's just a quick plug for the...
How about some of the other plugin manufacturers, some of your more traditional folks? Have they got anything cool that you've run across in the last few weeks?
Well, Zaxworks is showing the newer version that's coming out soon. There's quite a few new Blue effects. They have Titler Pro 3.
I had a chance to see a preview of that. Some amazing extrusion and 3D work with text with new Blue effects.
That's always been kind of a tough thing in After Effects, that a really cool 3D title, and now you've got several companies that are making great products for that. And new Blue effects, that's my favorite. The Titler Pro it's fast, it's cool.
Thinking back to Toolfarm, you're the VP of Marketing. Your job is to get the word out there. How do you market something like a plugin to get the world to pay attention to it?
Well, we have a lot of cool examples on our website, video samples. With plugins, that kind of thing, it's so visual. Having text is great because it'll show up in searches, but you really need cool, impress them sort of video samples. So.
Do you put those together yourself, or do you get the companies you represent to put them together?
A little bit of both. We'd really like to start creating our own examples. We do sometimes. I've been doing tutorials and that kind of thing. That really draws people in too. It's if you get people in for cool content and learning, it's like a infotainment, or so entertain them and show them something cool, teach them something, and then they'll want to buy your products.
And when you're deciding what plugins to buy, what are your criteria on plugins that you want to represent? And the other side of that is what's popular. What are people buying?
Okay, well, what people are buying, Video Copilot, so popular. It's just Andrew Kramer. He's the marketing genius of the industry, I swear. He's everywhere. Everybody knows his name, and he's young. So he makes great videos. He's a great example to follow if you're in making plugins. But people really buy his stuff a lot. And then you have traditional stuff like Zaxworks and Boris Effects and GenArt Sapphire. And they have, GenArt has some fabulous examples on their sites. Their products are used in films, and they have those examples available. But as far as which criteria do you mean that we buy or that customers will want?
No, that you buy. What are you looking for to represent?
Well, the plugins that we like are plugins that they're no one-trick ponies. Plugin like a Trap Code Particular, for example. It's a particle system. It doesn't have necessarily a specific look. You don't say, oh, look, you can tell that's Trap Code Particular. You can do 1,000 different things with it. It's not just, you can make anything from, bubbles to smoke. So
you're looking for flexibility.
Flexibility, cost is always, of course, a factor, and just ease of use. If the interface is easy to use, that's a big deal too.
And Michele, where can people go on the web to learn more about you and the products you represent?
At toolfarm.com.
That's all one word, TOOLFARM, toolfarm.com. Michele Yamazaki is the Plugin-ologist for Toolfarm. Michele, it's always a delight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Take care.